Shaka. All praises due to the Most High in the name of the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. Jesus' name, we come to you today. My name is Brother Paul.
Brother Ezra, peace and blessings.
Jacob's Ladder. I guess this is like 11 November the 30th, according to their calendar. Coming to you once again, bring you another study, nice little fun study. Hopefully, it'll be very short. And before we get into it, just remember to like, share, subscribe to the channel. And look over the material that we go over on other channels and some other channels that we're affiliated with. Hebrew Christ Gospel Channel, Blaze Judah is a channel that we reverence, and then of course Mainstream, new channel amongst us coming up. So we hopefully you guys make your way over there and support those information that's out on those channels. So with that being said, we just got a little fun video, and it helps identify who still once again who we are. Name of the title of this study is "The Daughters of Zion and Their Hair Issues." Now, people talk about who the people are and what's going on with the people. Well, let's see, as we go through these scriptures and go through this young video that we have, let's see if we can identify who fits this build and stuff like that. So, we just want to just put this out there, further to link the scriptures and the word of God and who he created to who the real people are, instead of going through science and other people's informations, so-called documented information right there in the scriptures. So we just want to bring out this video in the scripture.
I already put a disclaimer on this too, as it being part of the curses, because I've been listening to a lot of interviews, especially with so-called Rabbi, what's his name? Redbeard.
Yeah, yeah, Redbeard. Yeah.
So-called Rabbi Redbeard. You know what I mean? Harry. Yeah, and I've been listening to a lot of his interviews, because just like him, Ron Dalton, and a couple other, I think Nathaniel has been out there now. All these people catching interviews and stuff, and I'm just listening into them. You know what I mean? One thing that Harry said the other day, trying to bring up the fact that dealing with the curses. I don't agree with a lot. As I listen to him more and more, there's a lot that I don't agree with what he says, but trying to make it seem like, because there's some people over here that don't fit the curses, and we're saying that they're Israel, but they don't fit this particular curse. It's like not all of us are gonna fit every single curse. You know what I mean? Like it's not like that. It's not like every one of us is gonna fit every single curse, and then not only that, but that was for Israel as a whole, and then you got the Jews, the so-called African Americans, Benjamin, Judah, and Levi, that were there in the presence of Christ being hung. Those that were there that said, "Put His blood on ours and our children's head." You know what I mean? And we get a way stronger punishment, especially Judah, for being there and saying that, and us being the ones that are the high priests and kings, at that time when that happened, and even now we hold the scepter, even though we gave it up. I ain't gonna go into all that, but the whole point is that just because I don't need anybody coming in the comments or anything like that and be like, I know sisters with natural beautiful hair, so that don't mean we all, you do mean it's like, oh my God, man. Now, yeah, obviously not all of us went into slave ships, because some of us are still over there.
And unless you know and understand the glory of the hair that our sisters have back then you don't know. Because a lot of the times, the sisters in this day, they have to do a lot for their hair to be what it once was or should have been. And then you look at the other nations, especially even the other tribes, the glory of a lot of their hair, and then look at our sisters struggle with theirs. You know what I'm saying? So, it's, even if you want to make that argument, there's still something being left out.
Not only that, but I'll also put in a lot of cases of our people having to remove the natural growth from their hair to be able to participate in sports, to be able to attend school, to be able to attend just certain activities.
Right.
They have to remove, you know what I mean, or to even just add in just job applications or job opportunities. You know what I mean? You can't wear your hair in the natural form. You have to actually have it straightened. You can't have it in braids. You can't have it in dreads. You can't have it like this. You can't have it like that. It can't be this long. But you know what I mean? All the little BS. You know what I mean? I could post a bunch of videos on just touching on hair when it comes to just the discrimination that we get with hair, let alone our skin, is off the chain, especially with our children in these public school systems.
And mind you, and it's true, our sisters too can do more with their hair than any other nation, and that's the truth. And you still carry a lot of beauty, even with the hair issues that our sisters do got. But just think about still where our hair would be, even beyond. It's the blessings behind it without the curse. So it's basically what our sisters made best, even though Father Smite is all right. I'm gonna work this little bit that the Father gave me, and we gonna still make something out of it. It was just like in the day, how the so-called slave masters, gave our people like pig, what do you call it, pig leftovers, like the intestines and all that other stuff,
pig feet
and all that other stuff. Yes, pig snout,
the
all
skins and stuff, and all that.
So our people figured out a way to turn that into a delicacy, just to survive. And now
even gumbo, gumbo. You know what I mean? Like throwing a bunch of scraps together and making it taste good.
So because our people are able to take a horrid situation and still turn it into glory, doesn't mean we still don't got issues. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, the old singing, like, you know what I mean? Those old slave songs, you know what I mean? Like even the so-called slave owners at that time, they you know what I mean? Like, man, they making songs about being sorrowful and being enslaved, but it sound good. Hey, go ahead and sing that song and y'all be singing out there. You know what I mean? And play it for us. You know what I mean? It's like, man,
old Negro spirituals.
Yeah. You know what I mean? It's like, just because we be in rough situations, we make stuff sound good. Or people ain't suffering or hurting.
Exactly. Yes, you still got the best hair and stuff. However, it's an issue in the curse. So we about to go and show the little correlation right here.
The whole thing with people touching our hair. I don't think brothers don't get it nearly as much as women. Obviously,
when the curls used to be in, bro, you don't know how many times I used to. Oh my God.
The curls. You had the S curls.
You had California curl, the Jerry curl, and
you had the soul blow.
You used to have it whipping, bro. It used to whip.
That's why your mama had the plastic on the couch to keep that grease out of her shower.
Hair used to run all the way down my shoulders, bro. It was something back in the day.
Were you greased up, or was it nice and clean?
It was nice and greased, nice and oily and shiny.
The grease.
It was called whipped.
You had the greasy shoulders from the hair.
Oh yeah,
man. I didn't let mine. Tried it for a little while. I missed that era. I missed it. All right, we're gonna put it together.
He's a good father. He is, and he has the best intentions for you. His plans are to prosper you, bring you to an expected end, but your life does not. Oh my God. Oh my God. Bruh. We gonna keep this? Nigga. I can't even reach it, bro. This is beyond embarrassing. Wait a minute.
I laugh every time.
Bruh.
He slid down that chair.
Don't be laughing.
Life be like, wait a minute.
Trying to shake it out. Get them dust bunnies out.
It's gonna be instant comedian.
So embarrassed. Golly, that was a good moment. Let me take my camera. Let me see.
Now,
man, I watched a couple of her videos. She is kind of funny. I watched a couple of her videos. She says she, you know what I mean, not a full-on comedian, but just, you know what I mean,
got a nice little personality, sense of humor.
We call those kind of like a just social comedian. That's what I would call them. You know what I mean? Like the ones that are more like on social media. You know what I mean? Comedians, but they're not actually like stand-up comedians. You know what I mean? She's a social comedian.
Social comedian. So now
I just made that up.
Really? When you see something like that, now who in the world is known for having wigs and extensions, borrowing other people's hair, buying their hair, and all that other stuff to enhance their look? You know what I'm saying? Who does that? Who in the world does that? And why is it being done? Because obviously, the dude right in front of her face, is just busting the gut. And it's like I guess it's a shameful, funny situation within our community with our women, but we just want to show you Israelites out there who don't already know what the deal is going on here. And this is still another identifier on who the people are. Okay, so you want to go on with this, bro? Let's knock this out. Nice short video.
Yeah. So we're just gonna go into Isaiah chapter 3, verse 16 through 26. You know what I mean? Just dealing with the daughter of Zion and their hair issues. So verse 16, it says, "Moreover, the Lord saith, because the daughters of Zion are haughty."
See, now there's an issue right there. Has much changed?
Not much.
Has much changed? See, this is the father. This is the father right here saying, I got to do something with these women. Because they are haughty, I'm about to do something to these women. Attitude. So obviously, attitudes got to change for the better if you want this stuff to change. Now there's a lot of videos out there these women talk about, we want our men back. And the men are running to the hills because they want a certain type man that services that haughty spirit. And the men, the more righteous men, the more men that are more honorable and all that stuff is running for the hills when it comes to the daughters of Zion, okay, which is Southern Kingdom women.
They try to make it seem like, oh, he just scared. He can't handle
a strong black woman.
It's like, nah, I ain't trying to have relations with another man.
Even the father in Christ is sitting up there saying, man, I know y'all, this woman that I gave you represent y'all rebellion against me, but whoo, they putting y'all through it. So I gotta take them down a couple of notches for you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Y'all, I wear the pants in this house. It's like, oh God.
All right. So now you're gonna see what the father got going on with you guys right now.
Yeah. All right. So it says, because the daughters of Zion are haughty and walk with stretched forth necks and wanton eyes, walking and menacing as they go, and making tickling with their feet.
Mm-hmm. Think they're just so cute. Yeah, okay, we got you. Go ahead.
Yeah, it says, therefore the Lord will smite with a scab the crown of the head of the daughters of Zion.
Go ahead.
And the Lord will discover their secret parts.
There you go. So the Lord has smited your hair because of that attitude. And then he says he will discover your secret parts. So obviously you had glorious hair that covered your body and even your buttocks. That's how it seems like that's how long it was. Remember where the woman back down during the time of Christ, she was using her hair to wash his feet. See, our sisters had hair like that. Had hair long enough. And I bet you it wasn't no weave. I bet you it was her natural hair enough to put some oil and ointment in her hair to wipe and wash down the side's feet. And our sisters don't got hair like that no more.
And it probably wasn't, like, when you treat it right, them naps wasn't breaking and snapping combs either.
Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? You know Christ, and we come from the same tribe Christ came out. He's going to give our sisters the best of the best. This is my tribe. I mean, there's other tribes in Israel, but I come through Judah, so Judah going to get hooked up. Okay, so the father took all that. Says, they can't handle it. They can't handle it. They're driving their men crazy. So let me take them down a couple of notches and stuff. So this is what you got going on right here. And as you just saw in that depiction in that video, and we can show you many instances, and I'm pretty sure we all have had many experiences of that kind of thing that we just saw. Go ahead, Ak.
Says, in that day the Lord will take away the bravery of their tickling and ornaments about their feet, and their cowls, and their round tires like the moon, the chains and the bracelets and the mufflers, the monnets and the ornaments of the legs, and the headbands, and the tablets, and the earrings, the rings and the nose jewels. All that stuff y'all think y'all got that's new, ain't new.
Ain't new.
Ain't nothing new under the sun.
And you think you hooking yourself up now, seem like the Father hooked you up way better than you can hook yourself up right now.
It's just showing, all that's showing you that you just still under the curses. Because you buy all those things from the Chinese store. That treat you in all kind of ways. For everybody. Verse 22, it says, the changeable suits of apparel and the mantles and the wimples and the crisping pins, the glasses, the fine linen, the hoods, the veils, and it shall come to pass.
In the glasses and stuff, obviously it looks like the woman that had to wear glasses had the cool glasses. Obviously they had to have the cool glasses that even enhanced their looks instead of them bifocals stuff. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, the eyes looking double wide with it, Mr. Magoo. They used to call him Mr. Magoo and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
They had a telescope glasses.
Yeah, none of that, right?
And it should come to pass that instead of sweet smell, there should be stink.
Yeah, see, flowers. They used to call that stuff that happens that monthly. They call that flowers. So he changed those flowers into something totally different. You know what I'm saying?
Stink.
He called it stink. Go ahead.
I know, y'all know.
Yeah, y'all know better than us.
That fishy smell.
Yeah.
And instead of the girdle of rent.
See, we used to have babies and stuff. Used to have a model-shaped body after having a child. You know what I'm saying? No matter how many childs. Yeah, that snapback.
Snapback?
Yeah, no, what do you call it? No stretch marks and all that other stuff?
We ain't talking about hats.
Yeah.
Everybody snap back.
Oh, yeah.
And instead of well-set hair, baldness.
What? Instead of well-set hair, what?
Baldness.
Baldness. Who fits that bill? Who is that? Some Jewish, so-called Jew? Well, no, they are Jewish. They somewhat like us, I guess. Out there, or does that remind you of the sisters? At least in America, we know they're around the world in other areas too, but definitely in America, does that sound like the sisters?
When it comes to hair care products, when it comes to like extensions and things like that, obviously you have other nations that do use those, that have, that put big hair, but that's more so for like events and things like that. Our people, our sisters do this on a regular weekly basis.
Daily basis.
With going into those stores, buying different hair from all countries, from all different kind of people and animals. You know what I mean?
Different gels and different all type stuff. They got to make sure that hair is on point.
You know what I mean?
Trying to find it back, man. What did the father do to it?
Yeah, putting poison in their hair. But man, matter of fact, before we continue, I just watched a video today on that. Just watched a video on this girl that's suing multiple companies because she got cancer from the hair products that she was using. You know what I mean? To help straighten her hair. What man? What? Y'all give me a minute. I'm gonna find it. It wasn't because it wasn't. It wasn't. It literally was not too long ago. Earlier in the day.
Well, you can always put it on back.
I don't want to comment on it. Oh, yeah, because it goes literally right into what it is that we're talking about. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, I don't think you've seen it.
No, I haven't actually.
I'm just trying to remember who that was that that had that on their channel. It sucks because I can't remember. There it is. Damn, that was Willie D.
Willie D. Oh.
What the ladies talk about?
Unless he's talking about a second.
When the 28-year-old was diagnosed with uterine cancer and underwent a hysterectomy, those dreams were dashed. Jenny, who is now 32 and living in Missouri, in a federal lawsuit filed in the Northern District of Illinois, blames the hair products that she had been using since she was in grade school, naming 5 companies as defendants, including L'Oreal. Jenny alleges that the chemical hair straighteners she had been applying to her scalp for decades caused her cancer.
To her what?
Her
scalp? To her scalp?
To her scalp?
Since she was a child?
Since she was a child.
Which she said does not run in her family. Jenny's lawsuit was filed days after the National Institute of Health released a study that found that women who frequently use hair straightening products
Mm-hmm.
For people that don't naturally have straightened hair, like this lady standing right behind her, probably using the same products.
Are at a higher risk of developing uterine cancer than women who do not use them. Tracking nearly 34,000 women in the United States over a decade, the study found that the risk more than doubled among women who reported frequent use of chemical straighteners compared with those who didn't use the products. Uterine cancer is relatively rare, making up a little more than 3% of the new cancer cases this year, according to the National Cancer Institute. Yet, cases are on the rise in the United States, especially among Black women who
What do you say, Willie D?
Especially among Black women who the NIH study notes use chemical hair straighteners or relaxers more frequently than women of other races and ethnicities. The NCI estimates there have been nearly 66,000 new cases of uterine cancer in 2022 and an estimated 12,550 related deaths. But check this out, fam, there is good news. The heightened focus on the potential negative health effects of straightening products comes as an increasing number of Black women are embracing natural hairstyles and rejecting white standards of beauty.
About time. So yeah, I'm glad I found it.
Yeah.
it was you know what I mean? That's why I was like, nah, man, I need to find this.
Right. Yeah, that was a nice
So yeah. Let's go back to verse 24. So Isaiah chapter 3 verse 24, and it says, "And it shall come to pass that instead of the sweet smell there shall be stink, and instead of the girdle of instead of a girdle, a rent, and instead of a well set hair, baldness, and instead of a stomacher of girding of sackcloth, and burning instead of beauty." So again, like I said, you know what I mean? Like, you're not even talking about just, you know what I mean, your beauty being stripped away, but you having to succumb to the other curses, you know what I mean, and one of all things from these other nations, and then them pushing their standards on you. Now you're putting chemicals in your head that don't belong there.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
You ever had lye in your hair?
Who?
That lye?
What's that?
That's that stuff that burns and smells.
No. I mean, I've had some stuff done because I had my hair braided before, and you know what I mean, had the hot comb. You know what I mean? I'll deal with the hot comb. I'll deal with the hot comb when the little burn marks around the scalp. You know what I mean? But the chemicals, I had the chemicals too. At one point, my mom did the chemicals. Man, I was like, nah, this ain't the business. I can't believe I'll be doing this all the time. But yeah. I mean, our people be going through it, man, dealing with that hair burning because it burn. It don't burn because it's natural. You burn it, you literally removing the natural
proteins.
You know what I mean? Yeah, you moving all that stuff from your hair and your scalp. You know what I mean? And it sinks into your body, and then you get cancer. And then he said, you know what I mean? Some people were dying from the increase of deaths. Or up to, she got sisters out here dying just straightening their hair. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna go ahead and finish this out. So Isaiah, you know what I mean, chapter 3, verse 25, it says, thy men shall fall by the sword.
Police brutality.
Mm-hmm. And thy mighty in the war. You know what I mean? And then it says, her gates shall lament and mourn. And she being desolate shall sit upon the ground.
Yep. She's constantly mourning about her man. Her man looking around at other women, man getting thrown in jail, man on drugs, man having 5 and 6 different women and all this kind of stuff. She's struggling right now. Mm-hmm. And stuff. So
you just posted that video there. You know what I mean? Share the video, you know what I mean? The Philippines.
Yeah, oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Women, you know what I mean? The Filipino women like hey.
And she's calling they're calling our men king. That was the kicker though.
Come over here and get your queen. Come over here and get one of these queens over here. Because you're a king, you know what I mean? Come and get one of these.
I was like, whoa. I said they recognizing royalty. Stuff, you know what I'm saying? And when then women and sisters ain't having it, ain't feeling it. Well, you fall in line with Christ, Spirit of Christ, because this stuff is going to progressively get worse before it get better. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's gonna get bad real quick. You know, so
yeah. As you got brothers that are waking up into this truth and understanding. I talked to a brother today, random. I was pulling up to my my second stop for my work today. Pulling up, seen brother on the corner by himself with a little tiny microphone blowhorn like thing or whatever. And he was across the street, and I was pulling up, he was literally on the corner, like in the parking lot area, like on the street corner, but like I had to drive into the parking lot that was behind that corner. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean, to go into this place. And as I was driving by, I'm like, this brother got a Bible in his hand. I'm like, he out here street preaching by himself, solo.
I think what I mean. I already think I know who you're talking about. You in Sacramento?
Modesto.
Oh no, then it's the same guy.
Modesto. Right. So I drove around. I was like, man, let me go holler at this brother before I go in. You know what I mean? He told me, you know what I mean, we chopped it up just real quick. You know what I mean? And it's crazy because like his wife, he told me that his wife, she's like, yeah, you know what I mean? His brother, like I said, his brother, he Hebrew. He Hebrew, but he's not really out there talking about it like that. And I was like, bro, you gotta tell people that. You gotta tell them. You gotta tell him that part. You know what I mean? He's like, yeah, my wife. You know what I mean? She's like, I'm a Hebrew Israelite. And he's like, oh yeah, you know what I mean? I know. You know what I mean? Like almost like shy about it. You know what I mean? But I'm just like, no, man, don't be ashamed about it, man. I'm like, you know what I mean? People, I told him, I was like, man, people ask, you know, well, you know, I think I only got asked one time, but I hear other people like, oh, when did you become a Hebrew Israelite? It's like you don't just become. It's not something you just become. You know what I mean? Like you just are. Like our people have to really get that into their minds. But I say all that to say this is, you know, as brothers start to wake up, you know what I mean, and like I say, even that brother's not dealing with us as Hebrews and out there preaching like that on the corner. He's out there trying to give the word. You know, it's not gonna go out void. You know what I mean? These brothers and sisters, these brothers are going to want more natural women that are not conformed to this system. They're not going to want no sister that's conformed to this system. You know what I mean? I can speak for myself. I know I don't. I ain't trying to deal with. You know what I mean?
Too many spirits flying around when you start to wake up, and then the spirits attack you more. And last thing you need is a hottie woman on your, linging around and stuff. It just make things a lot worse.
So like you know what I mean? What's the name was just saying? You know what I mean? More of our women are reverting back to the natural look. You know what I mean? It's like, hey, if y'all want me here at this job, you know what I mean, in front of this case, a lot of the time is in front of a camera. You know what I mean? I'm gonna wear my natural hair. Like, and I shouldn't be ashamed of that. You know what I mean? You shouldn't make me change it because it makes you uncomfortable for whatever reason.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'm not gonna apologize because you don't like the way the crown looks on my head.
Right. And if you go back to the history of that, how our sisters wore their hair and everything like that was a threat to, the Edomite women. They had a problem with our sisters, with their natural beauty and stuff. So they had made laws. Yeah, at some point they had made laws against our sisters.
Still got them in place in some places.
You had to wear scarves and everything, out in public, and then, sisters wore them scarves. Found a way to wear them scarves.
Make the scarves look good.
Yeah, I know. And they was trying to figure that stuff out.
Like,
oh man, we can't beat them women. You know what I'm saying? So, so that's why you got to. Oh, it's not professional. That's how they throw. They'll attach your money to your look. Like, you know what? You can look all, ethnic if you want to, but when you come into the workplace, that don't look professional. Like, what? Another round of legalized discrimination?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, that hair is against the rule books in wrestling or in basketball or in gymnastics. I've seen it in all those swimming. You know what I mean? Against our children because their hair is a certain way. You know what I mean? Having teachers full on cut children's hair on the sideline for them to continue to play.
Right.
Crazy. Y'all getting whooped. And the only thing you can find is like his hair is against the rule books.
Yeah. Just don't forget about the story of Samson and stuff. You realize what the real deal is going on. Anyway, so you got anything else?
No, I'm straight. Right, so, I know I extended a little bit longer.
Trying to find your videos. Should have had it ready. But anyway,
I didn't think I was gonna have much to say, but you know how the spirit moves.
Yeah, that's all good, brother. The spirit is what it is. There's information had to get. Actually, that was a good video.
Yeah.
But anyway, so thanks for coming in and watching the video. Hopefully, like, share, subscribe, and most high willing, we see you on the next video. And repent, for the kingdom of the heaven is at hand.